And RiceGum continued to make more and more diss tracks on different members of Team 10, like Tanner Faw, which he dissed in a video titled God Church, which accumulated 74 million views and reached #1 in comedy digital track sales charts. Either way, RiceGum—
Okay, maybe you're all right. Maybe the left does need to start making diss tracks. I mean, like, you know, diss track about capitalism coming up, whatever it takes. What's going on in this corner of the internet? We're about to see the takedown of all takedowns.
Con man, a man who cheats or tricks someone by gaining their trust and persuading them to believe something that is not true.
Yo, if y'all trying to scam, bro, hit me. Yo, hit my line. This is a scam. I don't know.
Bully, a person who habitually seeks to harm or intimidate those who they perceive as vulnerable.
I'm the bully. I'm the reason why your kid is scared to go to school every day. Wow, try me or whatever. No one's bullying anyone. If anything, we should be bullying.
Yas.
So chances are, if you're watching this video, you're probably in high school or middle school, because, you know, all my viewers are kind of young.
Materialism.
Yeezy Red Octobers, Fragment 1, Off-White Nike, white Yeezys that are actually dirty.
Wealth.
As you guys all know, I live in like a $15 million house.
Flex culture.
Just me flexing on the haters.
An entire generation has grown up watching YouTubers flex their pointlessly expensive possessions, their oddly bare, unfurnished mansions, their expensive cars, and sometimes ugly designer clothing. Flex culture, for a while, was seemingly an essential component to any YouTube career. Right now, wealth inequality is skyrocketing, homelessness is on the rise, and yet, literal kids are showing off their designer t-shirts and shoes that they paid thousands for to their millions of subscribers online.
Alright, so I just bought a hoodie. I'm excited. So here's the hoodie I bought. Look at this shit. It's black on black, so it's just clean. It's just clean. It's almost full now, so I gotta prepare myself. The thing is, it was $1,000. Bitch, my pocket's filled with 100 bills. I'm in the house. Bitch, my soldiers did 100 million.
This odd dystopian nightmare that is our reality is the same reality that created the YouTuber RiceGum. RiceGum is seemingly a byproduct of this era of YouTube, personified into a person. Someone who's—
That's wild too, because like this stuff doesn't fly anymore, right? Like if you had a YouTuber who came out and is like, oh man, I'm just so rich, check out my 12 cars, look at my mansion, all this kind of stuff. Like nowadays, people are like, this is really fucking cringe. There's a lot of people who have a lot of fucked up shit. Can you help them? Can you help them maybe with some of your millions of dollars?
scammed children.
Yo, if y'all trying to scam, bro, hit me. Yo, hit my line stream.
And then flexed on them.
Pretty expensive. 1,000.
So today, in this video, we are unpacking the nightmare that created
Still
this
happens?
YouTuber.
Oh damn.
Bro, she low-key got up to, I think she's 16 to 15. So here's the thing about China is like, or what, I was with my friend and we were like, dude, all these guys are like bots, like robots. Like you go to them and you say something and they won't even understand you because they don't speak English. So I was just going up there like, yo, hey, wait, but that doesn't make them robots, you know?
Scams and manipulation that he participated in.
It's so weird. I walk up to somebody, I start speaking English, and they don't answer me. It's the weirdest thing. It's like I'm living in a simulation or something. It's like, oh, where were you? China. Like, oh, yeah, did you try speaking Mandarin or Cantonese, maybe? I don't know.
Hello, friends and internet acquaintances. Welcome or welcome back to another video on my channel, covering the weird world of influencers and influencer scams. If you like videos like these, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you like this video, then give it a like if you want to. Before getting into this video, I want to provide a quick disclaimer. This video and videos like these aren't meant to bash anyone needlessly. They're simply meant to analyze the creator space and the many businesses and shady business practices that result off of this social media bubble that we're currently living in. I don't believe that anyone is 100% good or evil, and please do not—
Oh, by the way, this whole discussion surrounding right now Joe Rogan, I was thinking the other day, I was like, everyone is just like beside themselves that people are trying to hold Joe Rogan accountable. Like even the people who like, you know, aren't trying to get him removed from Spotify, people are just trying to say, hey, by the way, I mean, like he should be self-aware if he's going to spout or like host people who are just spreading incredible misinformation, that someone should call it out or whatever. That kind of thing that they're calling call-out culture or whatever, that's not new. Like in the world of YouTubers, it wasn't called like call-out culture. It was called like beefs. Like every single big YouTuber started calling out Shane Dawson at one point or another. It's like, yeah, this is like a sexual predator. It's a really bad thing. It looks bad on all of us because we're all like big YouTubers. YouTuber happens to be where we like base our businesses. It's what allows us to like, you know, have employees and have jobs and all this kind of stuff. So we're going to call out this one individual for the shitty things that they are saying or doing and spreading. And that was like a big thing. And like back then, no one was really like jumping all over each other, being like, "What? You were trying to silence someone? Free speech alert! You were trying to like take someone off the platform? Disgusting!" And it would be like, "Well, no, like H3 just made a video on Shane Dawson because of some incredibly yikesy stuff he did," and then someone else will make a video on iDubbbz because of him just like screaming the N-word over and over and over and thinking it's totally fine, or something else like that, right? Like that was like an ecosystem in YouTube, and people's entire YouTube channels would evolve around that and that kind of stuff. It was like it was one of the things that like would get all the views and the clicks and all that kind of shit.
Not send hate to anyone mentioned in this video. This video is simply meant to inform and educate you on the dangerous practices of social media. And now
yeah,
let's
content
get into the video.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Rice flavored gum. Can you call me Brian? That's my real name, you know? 400 likes in one day, 1,000 plus views in one day. That's insane. 1,000 views, almost 300 likes in the first day.
Yeezys, more Yeezys, more Yeezys, more Yeezys.
We're often told that money can't buy happiness.
RiceGum, also known as Brian,
Can you call me Brian? That's my real name.
was born on November 19th of 1996 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Brian attended Sierra Vista High School and played basketball. Young Brian seemed to be living a fairly normal
Wait, you're that young?
middle-class
You've already
life.
burnt
I
out?
literally eat breakfast while I get ready. Like, I'm pouring myself up a bowl of cereal in my bathroom. Like, you know how I'm rocking. It's just, I always wake up late for school and stuff like that. So, I gotta do some multitasking.
And I wish I could tell you why this
You got
Yeah, bro.
no, but did it feel good though?
came to exist on this platform, but it just seems like one day he just decided to make YouTube videos and did. So on September 24th of 2012, when Brian was 15 years old, he created his YouTube channel under the name RiceGum and
10
uploaded his
million
first video
subs,
titled
damn.
Call of Duty MW3 Gameplay, Life Story Babysitting RiceGum.
Yeah, what up? It's your boy Rice flavored gum. Can you call me Brian? That's my real name, you know? Because all you guys are, you know, my subscribers.
I miss the days of YouTube where videos were super random and titles sounded like a fever dream. Although Brian was not the most naturally talented gamer, his audience liked his witty sense of humor and engaging commentary.
I'm really funny, I think. I like to troll people.
So Brian began live streaming consistently and started to build a core fan base. Brian's initial videos were pretty low quality, which I think every YouTuber starts out that way. Throwback to my Blue Kitchen videos if you remember that. And most of Brian's early videos have been privated or deleted from his channel entirely. And in Brian's first
What kind of dough does that many subs pull in? 10 million subs? I mean, you'd have to social blade it. It all depends on whether or not his videos are monetized, what his video views are, how many sponsorships he accepts. But I mean, you are looking probably in the millions of dollars easily.
2 years of uploading to YouTube, he only accumulated about
Like a couple
4,000
mil at least.
subscribers, which is a lot of people if you think about it, but compared to the numbers that he was going to do, it's pretty abysmal. In 2014, RiceGum tried uploading vlogs,
He does crypto
prank
scams?
videos,
Oh, well
and
then
trying
yeah,
out
then he's
different
making a
internet
fucking
challenges.
shit ton of money. Like anyone who's basically taken an enormous YouTube fan base of like millions of subscribers and funneled that somehow into turning their parasocial relationship into like getting people to get into your crypto scams is fucking making bank. That's the reason so many people keep doing it. Like we keep seeing these stories where it's like, whoa, Ice Poseidon just scammed all his fans, basically gave them a huge middle finger as he took hundreds of thousands of dollars from them. Doesn't even think it's a bad thing because yeah, they're like at that point it's kind of like they just don't give a fuck. It's just a whole bunch of money.
Basically going through the phase that every YouTuber sort of goes through where they test out different styles and see what works best for their channel. But in 2015, RiceGum was about to strike gold. Strike gold, is that a saying? RiceGum was about to find his content path. On November 28th of 2015, RiceGum uploaded his first commentary video titled, Are These Kissing Pranks Fake?, where he criticized the very controversial content creator Prank Invasion, if anyone remembers that channel.
Pranks were one of the worst things to ever happen to the internet. Just the entire genre, okay? All of them. They're just garbage. And I'm not saying that I'm against the idea of, say, like, you know, Eric Andre doing stuff on the street or stuff like that, but that's not what pranks were. They were always, like, really gross. A lot of them took advantage of, like, socioeconomic situations, or they were very rapey. You know, like it would be like a sexual assault light where it's just like, hey, by the way, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to see how many girls I can get away with by like, you know, making out with them or something like that before they say no and shit like that. It was always like, holy fuck, what is wrong with all these channels?
I'm gonna try to kiss my sister.
The guy on Prank Invasion would try to convince aka harass different women on the streets to try and get them to kiss him.
What up, invaders? Chris here. Today I'm dressed as a complete and total nerd, and I'm gonna try to go out to Venice Beach and try to get kisses and have fun with some girls. As always, let's do it.
Wow, and Brian called this out for being creepy, which it obviously is.
Shit could be fake. It was kind of sketchy. You know what I mean? So I was watching his other videos. I'm like, what? This shit is not real.
You wanna play a quick game?
Bro, what? That bitch is just like fucking.
And Brian received a ton of positive attention on
Hey, good news, everybody. Good news, chat. I reported the Nazi troll to Twitch, and they are now banned. Well done.
social media
That was
for
fast.
calling out an obviously creepy dude. Since this type of content worked so well, RiceGum stuck with it and continued to upload commentary on creepy or weird channels.
How is this on YouTube? So basically, if you didn't understand, she said, you close your eyes, and I'm gonna guess what you're thinking, or some random shit. And she attacks him.
It seems like a young RiceGum was just a normal kid who really enjoyed YouTube and wanted to make different videos.
Alright, man, I think I am done. Let's see. Bam, I'm looking dope. Got my joggers on. I'm looking fresh. The next step is to eat some breakfast. So my mom is whipping up something in the kitchen right now.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to my room. And yes, there's nothing crazy about my room, dude. Just a bed. It's kind of messy. And that's basically it. I mean, I got some posters over here. Got my homie Jerry RiceGum catching footballs and shit.
A lot of his commentary was normal. He looked like a normal kid in a normal bedroom. And there's a certain relatability there. Watching his old videos reminds me of my teenage bedroom. And there's a certain likability to that relatability. So RiceGum kept going with what was working on his channel and went deeper and deeper into shocking commentary videos.
Hey guys, it's me again. 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 Hey guys, it's me again.
And eventually, RiceGum stumbled on a series that became a massive viral success. And that's the series he created on his channel called These Kids Must Be Stopped.
Oh, what is up, guys? Your boy RiceGum back for another video. And before I want to start what I want to talk about this video, I just want to say, my last video got 900 comments, and I was reading through all of them. Once again, I read all comments, and a lot of the comments were just like, RiceGum, do more, man, keep going, these are funny. And, you know, just all these positive comments. I just want to say thank you, because I just really wanted to spread some awareness for you guys that there's people out there that must be stopped.
So let's break down the series These Kids Must Be Stopped, a series that led RiceGum to rise, or Rice, into, well, infamy. In the series These Kids Must Be Stopped, RiceGum is reacting to different children who are acting cringy or embarrassing.
I would roast him, he would roast me, just back and forth, and you know, nothing too serious. I was just scrolling through and just looking this new app, and I noticed that a lot of the users on this app were like really, really young. Like when I say really young, I mean like 11, 12, 13, like that age group. Like that really just pissed me off. Like I want to fight this guy now.
So it's basically RiceGum, who is at this time, one could say, a young adult or old teenager, you know, in his late teens, making fun of children posting embarrassing content on the internet.
He says what we just did. Like, he'll be like, did she just say, okay, yes, bitch, I did. What's the issue? What's the...
Whoa. Did she just say, yes, bitch, I did?
Now, who is interested in watching videos that are making fun of children? Are adults really interested in watching children make fun of one another? No, only children are interested in watching videos about embarrassing children. So you can already sort of guess who RiceGum's audience is.
So chances are if you're watching this video, you're probably in high school or middle school because, you know, all my viewers are kind of young.
So this entire content series reminds me of like a school bully.
It all started with me making a video called These Kids Must Be Stopped, where I talk about kids that, you know, were young and doing stuff that I felt like they shouldn't be doing, which was my opinion. It's like, I'll get bullied. I'm the bully. I'm the reason why your kid is scared to go to school every day.
Like, yes, you could argue that some people on the internet need to be humbled or need a reality check. And there are a lot of content creators whose sole goal or focus is giving different people reality checks. But children, in my opinion, don't need to be humbled or knocked down a peg. You're basically taking bullying, which is something that children already have to deal with more than they should, and you're amplifying it by posting viral videos that accumulated millions of views, making fun of these children on the internet. Is this not the definition of cyberbullying?
This person said, why can't there be more guys with his style or hair? What style? Just look at this TikTok right here. Is that style? He's wearing black on black. He looks like a nun right now. I don't know what style she's talking about.
But children responded to this series very well because children make fun of each other, and therefore RiceGum quickly built a child audience. And this series became a massive breakthrough in RiceGum's career. The first video in this series was uploaded on December 9th of 2015, titled, you guessed it, These Kids Must Be Stopped.
Wait, what? Did she just say that she's about to play with her pussy? Oh, yeah, so I once again did some research. She just turned 13, and she's playing with her pussy. what? Dude, does her mother know that she just said this? Alright, so when I was 13, dude, it was like Transformers, G.I. Joe, Hot Wheels, and she's over here playing with her. Nah, but she needs some chill, because is she actually like 13? Because I mean, she's low-key, like she can. Bro, she low-key got some titties. I think she's 16 to 15. I ain't gonna lie, bro, she got some titties on her, bro.
And this video was basically Brian or RiceGum reacting to cringy Musical.ly stars that are, you guessed it, children.
I did some research. This fool's 13. Yeah, so I once again did some research. She just turned 13. If she's 13, I'm 13. You fucking knock it off right now.
And if you don't know what Musical.ly is,
I found out about this new app called Musical.ly, and it seems pretty cool. You know, I was looking through it and stuff like that. If you don't know what it is, it's similar to Vine, if you heard of that. It's where you record yourself. But I was
This got yikes so fast. This is just the start. This is the intro.
scrolling through and just liking this new app, and I noticed that a lot of the users on this app are like really young. Like when I say really young, I mean like 11, 12, 13, like that age.
it's basically a cringier version of TikTok before TikTok, or a cringier version of Vine after Vine. And if you don't know what any of that is, I can't help you. Brian also talked about in his video how most of the users on the app Musical.ly are young children who are dancing or acting inappropriate and posting fairly suggestive content.
The other day I was on the internet and I found some more kids that must be stopped and are out of control. So I decided to make a part 2, cause why not? I think she just said, if anyone tried to play you, fuck her best friend or something.
Which, don't get me wrong, is a huge issue, but I feel like there's better ways of going about this than reposting that content onto YouTube for
Yeah, it's also like that should never be a fucking content farm for you. Like, Jesus Christ.
millions and millions more to see. Brian did not believe in the concept of giving children privacy, and this first video on his series These Kids Must Be Stopped went absolutely viral. And it wasn't long until Brian became unofficially known as the guy who roasted children on the internet. What a great title to have. But people initially liked Brian because he appeared generally humble, surprisingly.
Episode 2 was so successful. Again, man, 400 likes in one day, 1,000+ views in one day, that's insane.
Self-aware and appreciative of his audience.
Episode 1 was so successful. It got like 1,000 views, almost 300 likes in the first day, I swear. Like, it wasn't even 24 hours, it was like 12 hours.
But soon, all of RiceGum or Brian's humbleness would disappear, and RiceGum would lose the very values his audience liked him for.
Nike collab, I think these are pretty expensive. We are here in my closet and I have some explaining to do. As you guys all know, I live in like a $15 million house. All my clothes keep getting $800. I'm gonna start from top to bottom. Yeezy Red Octobers, Fragment 1, Off-White Nike.
Either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain, and that scares me. In 2016, Brian's channel began to primarily focus on his These Kids Must Be Stopped series, and also reacting to people, aka children, who responded to his videos. And by February 20th of 2016, RiceGum reached the 300,000 subscriber mark on YouTube and had gained almost 200,000 subscribers in a month. And it kind of makes me sad how much people loved his videos where he was making fun of children. Society. And soon after, unfortunately, RiceGum decided to start incorporating music into his content. He began to write and perform diss tracks at the end of videos where he was responding to someone's responses of his These Kids Must Be Stopped series. 2016 was really the era of corny YouTube diss tracks.
Yeah.
And no one did that better than RiceGum.
I was fired. Shut up, I know it was. How does he know I live with my mom? Oh my God, how am I supposed to come back after that?
A few moments later.
Yeah, but by the way, this wasn't just RiceGum. This was like YouTube diss tracks became a massive thing. They're like all over the place, and they're all so bad. I would say easily the king, who happens to also be the king of YouTube, the king of the worst ones, PewDiePie, without a doubt. Those PewDiePie ones are singed in my mind for all time.
Oh man, not again. Kill the first time, and this ain't no different. I don't take no L's, yeah, they say I'm winning.
To his credit, or his detriment, I do think it's hilarious that RiceGum's lyrics are on Genius, the website. Your fans are 10. They don't know what they doing. You rolling up your sleeves, boy, you was looking stupid. You tried to pick that girl up, but you couldn't do it. Skirt, skirt. I'm still trying to think, cause I can't find your talent. You know you can't sing, and that you suck at rapping. Try and
Total sidebar. Is the epic rap battles of history still a thing? It must be. Why would they stop? Each one of those videos gets so many views. All I gotta do is like think of just two random people, and then boom, there we've got another epic rap battles of history. Oh, look, it's Kirby versus Elon Musk. Boom, there you go. You know, that's gonna be an episode.
Lick your lips.
I want money if you do
need
that one, by the way.
chapstick. You think I'm trying to roast you, but I'm just trying to help. Psych, I'm just here to give you this L.
All your fans are 10, they don't know what they are doing.
I just find it funny that RiceGum's entire diss track of Jacob Sartorius was basically, haha, you're young, and your fans are too.
You can't go watch me until you do your dishes. You still wait for Santa each and every single Christmas. And you got a bedtime, that's not my business.
Now, Jacob Sartorius is currently 19 years
Last
old.
one was a month ago?
And this was in 2016,
Was it Kirby
about
versus Elon
6
Musk?
years ago, which would have made Jacob Sartorius 13. Now, obviously,
The latest one is John Wick versus John Rambo versus John McCain. Epic rap battles of history.
back in the day, Jacob Sartorius was cringy because guess what? He was 13 years old. All 13-year-olds are cringy. Do you want to see me when I was 13 years old? No, you do not. I was extremely awkward and embarrassing. The diss track as a medium of its own was popularized by hip-hop culture in the 1990s. And diss tracks are usually music tracks meant to roast another individual through witty rhymes or not so witty rhymes.
You still wait for Santa each and every single Christmas.
So how did diss tracks go from well-respected works of art in hip-hop culture to a way for YouTubers to catch W's or L's and roast one another? Honestly, I could never tell you. Brian's first diss track was posted on March 7th of 2016 and was titled Jacob Sartorius Roasted Me Again, diss track.
And you got a bedtime, that's not my business. Candy Ann said my videos are entertaining.
Which did exceptionally well, depressingly, and reached 12 million views. I mean, let's call it what it is. RiceGum went for low-hanging fruit, making fun of kids on the internet, literal children, which we view as innocent, helpless, naive, making fun of them, and then creating entire diss tracks on them is punching down in a major way. It is the definition of low-hanging fruit. And for whatever reason, at the time, RiceGum was receiving very little backlash from this. People liked it, which is even more messed up, but of course was in his mind even more of a reason to continue doing it. So Brian, or RiceGum, soon became known as not only the guy that would make roast videos on children on the internet, but also the diss track guy, who was able to roast anyone who crossed paths with him on the internet. And a lot of people crossed paths with RiceGum on the internet.
You are not cool and you cannot rap. And I see your videos, I never laugh. Been afforded, but you had to be racist. At least I'm not the one who stuck with the braces. You had to subtweet, try to keep it on the low. Like if the fans didn't have me, I wouldn't know. I pass you in subs because you're struggling to grow. I don't think there's anything bigger than your nose. Don't talk to me until
Oh, wow.
puberty.
But Brian's popularity continued to massively rise, and on
Fringes off the
April
charts.
20th of 2016, Brian reached 1 million subscribers. So yeah, RiceGum's channel grew an insane amount. From January of 2016 to April of 2016, RiceGum went from 100,000 subscribers to 1 million subscribers. That is 900,000 subscribers in 4 months. I feel like that growth is unheard of nowadays. That's 225,000 subscribers every
Nowadays, there's so many channels that, especially in like, I'm just going to speak from like, I don't know, the news and politics arena. There's so many channels that just become completely dead to the algorithm, and they're massive. Like the Humanist Report has been stuck at the same sub count for so long, or like for a long time, what is it? The Majority Report wasn't growing at the rate that they, I guess, should be for the size of the channel. And then that Steven Crowder thing helped them like just bump up. But there's so many channels that die, and then there's a whole bunch of channels that are starting out, and there's people who will reach like 8,000 subs, 9,000 subs, and then it's just like, oh neat, the algorithm is recommending my videos, I'm clearly being promoted, people are finding my channel, and then all of a sudden, dead. Like completely dead. It's just like either the algorithm completely rejects their channel outright, or their content is just deemed not worthy anymore.
month.
Start writing diss tracks on other political commentators.
Or 8,000
It's in the works. It's coming
every
up.
day. That's exponential growth that I honestly cannot even fathom. But one thing that I do have to note, to RiceGum's credit and a lot of YouTubers who grow massively and unexpectedly on this platform, I can't imagine how insane and anxiety-inducing it must be to go from a small YouTuber that not many know about, or a smaller creator, to all of a sudden having millions of viewers and 1 million subscribers. It can be just overwhelming. But for RiceGum, these numbers and this growth was just the beginning. By June of 2016, only 2 months after celebrating reaching 1 million subscribers, RiceGum reached 2 million subscribers. 2 months. But on June 16th of 2016, Brian found himself in his first major controversy.
Well, that kind of shows you that, I guess, around 2015, 2016, premium content was diss tracks and ripping into children. That was, I guess, like what YouTube was really into, because that's like, yeah, that's outrageous growth.
Brian uploaded a video titled The Next Jacob Sartorius Girl Version, where he talked about 10-year-old at the time. That's right, he made a video about a 10-year-old girl named Alabama Luella Barker, who's the daughter of Travis Barker, famous drummer for Blink-182, an icon, and Shanna Moakler, a model, actress, and reality TV star. In this video, Brian criticized Alabama, again, a 10-year-old at the time, for her inappropriate use of makeup, her lack of schooling and poor education, I guess, which, like, she's 10.
Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy RiceGum back for another video. The other day I was on Instagram and I came across this girl's page, right? Tell me how old you think she is. You're probably like 12, 13. No, this girl is 10 years old. Yeah, she's wearing quite a bit of makeup for her age. Well, take a look at these two pictures and I'm just like, wow.
Okay, so yeah, RiceGum is just absolute garbage. Why are you turning this into content? Jesus.
So fast. Are you learning how to, arch their back a little bit and, kind of poke out the behind area?
Seriously, what the heck? Now, don't get me wrong, children using social media, especially unsupervised, is a major problem right now. But I would say it's sort of the parents' problem. Like, the children are not the ones that should be held accountable for using social media. And even so, drawing more attention to these children on social media doesn't solve anything, especially if you're just roasting them. If anything, if you're getting millions and millions of views on these videos and exposing these children to millions and millions of different viewers, you can expose them to more creepers, and you can also encourage children to talk to one another like that too. If children are watching your videos where you're bullying children, they're probably going to mimic that behavior and continue bullying more children. Not to say that RiceGum is solely responsible for all the bullying that children partake in, but it definitely encourages and promotes that sort of behavior. But luckily, 30 minutes after Brian uploaded the video was requested to be removed by Alabama's father, Travis Barker. Barker then went and posted a photo of Brian on his Instagram, where he had quite a following because he's a famous drummer and all, with an Instagram caption that read, "This lame is about to take the biggest effing L in history. I'll make sure to videotape it so we can post."
I think I remember this. I'm not someone who's familiar with RiceGum at all, but this picture and this posting, this became news outside of the YouTube world.
Post it to his YouTube. Any leads on where this hashtag pitiful lives, please DM me. And then the caption was added to later, as I'm assuming someone DM'd him, reading, "See you in Vegas at Rice." Alabama's mother, Shanna, also got involved and tweeted, I had like a whistle when I said that, tweeted, sorry, at RiceGum, "Wow, you just roasted my 10-year-old daughter on your pathetic channel. You have nothing better to do than tear down a kid?" You could kind of tell that their public responses to this video caught him off guard. Like, yeah, when 13-year-old Jacob Sartorius responds to one of your videos, it's easy to come back with a super awesome response. But when literal adults are calling you out for your actions, it's a little bit harder to justify them. Oh no, there could be real consequences to my actions, not just fake internet beef. What am I gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I'm in a predicament, man. 2 days ago, I made a video talking about a 10-year-old girl. She was wearing makeup, taking selfies, like poking her butt out. A lot of makeup, 10 years old, man. So I made a video. I wasn't being mean. I was just saying, like, yo, she should have a phone, she should have Instagram, whatever. And a lot of people thought it was funny. It got me 100,000 likes in like 3 hours. Crazy shit. A lot of people thought it was funny, except for 2 people, man. The mom and the dad.
And luckily, the video of Alabama ended up getting removed from YouTube.
I literally worked so hard on my last video and it gets taken down for no reason. How they're censored, in my opinion.
I worked so hard on my video making fun of a 10-year-old for how she looks. I mean, I sat there, I pulled up her Instagram on my phone, I filmed that, I edited them, there was laughing, I pointed out why I thought she was like 12 or 13, but she was only 10. Damn, all that work gone to waste.
About a 10-year-old girl that shouldn't be wearing makeup.
And when you click on the link to the video, the screen reads, "This video has been removed for violating YouTube's policy on harassment and bullying." But after this situation, Brian stayed out of drama for the rest of 2016. He had a massively successful year on YouTube and collaborated with other larger content creators like Lily Pons and Amanda Cerny, and continued to upload content and expand his fan base. The year 2017 started on a positive note. On January 3rd of 2017, Brian announced that he was going to start incorporating vlogs into his content, and that he was moving from Las Vegas to the Hollywood Hills. Normally, when a YouTuber moves to LA, their audience will say something along the lines of, "You've changed," or "We don't like the new you." And this isn't necessarily what happened to RiceGum. Not that he didn't change, because he definitely changed.
400 likes in one day, 1,000 plus views in one day, that's insane. I was broke, but I'm living in the hills now. I was crazy, but this ice made me chill out.
But weirdly, this change was sort of on brand for him. Even when RiceGum was still living with his parents in Las Vegas, once he started making money, he sort of started adopting this flashy, flexy lifestyle early on. In some of his early videos, he would constantly annoy his mom by scaring her with how much money he would spend.
Do you know anything about Asian parents or just parents in general? They really value money, and they hate when their son or daughter just wastes it.
Điện thoại đó đó. Mày sao tiền phải bảo cái vậy hả? Hả? Nghe cái gì đừng có gọi nó mi nữa. Mày mua về mày mua nói cho tao biết làm cái gì. Don't call me, tell me that, okay? Next time cái gì mắc mày đừng có call nữa. Call hết má mày lắm mới ngủ mới được.
Watching these videos, it's kind of messed up. She seemed genuinely scared and concerned with the amount that he was spending, but RiceGum just thought the whole thing was kind of funny.
How can I be best? Just leave me in a bitch.
So when Brian moved to LA and started adopting this designer, flashy lifestyle where he would constantly show people how much money he spent on this and this new designer product he got, it was sort of on brand, a more douchey version of an already fairly douchey person. RiceGum's online persona seemed to be always focused on dry, sarcastic humor, and acting like he didn't care and everything was just a joke.
Just having a little bit of fun, joking around.
But no one can deny that eventually a terrible transformation took place in which RiceGum's sole focus of his personality became showing off his material wealth, flexing.
Bitch, my pockets fill 100 bills. I'm in the hills, bitch, my soul just did 100 mils. I was broke, but I'm living in the hills now. I just those 20s, I need blue on my bill.
Now, why does one flex? Is it—
Well, like, yeah, I thought the same thing, Chad. Like, why would you flex to your mom, of all people? Like, if I did that, I could already see what my mom would, she would be like, I would be like, hey, mom, check it out. I just bought a pair of $6,000 shoes and a pair of pants for $3,000. My dad would be aghast because he's like, he's one of those people who thinks you should wear the same clothes until they are literally in tatters on your body. Like I'm the one who's always like, Dad, you need a new pair of jeans. Like, you cannot wear the same jeans for like 14 years. Come on, please. I'm gonna buy you some jeans. But I came up to my mom and I was like, yo, $6,000 shoes, $10,000 coat, all this kind of stuff. She'd be like, how many people did you help? I'm like, what? Like, how many people did you help with all that money you have? You have like 100,000. What else are you doing with it? I don't know. I'm probably gonna buy like an indoor pool, and then I'm gonna buy a second pool for my dog, and then I'm gonna buy a bigger house and another car. You're like, oh, okay. You're getting disowned.
from ego or insecurity?
I would not get
Here's
mom
a Reddit
spaghetti.
post titled, "Why is flex culture so prevalent?" Without commenting on it much, let's move past the obvious that these influencers usually don't make the kind of money that they want you to
My
think
parents
they
just
make.
parachuted to work
We know
to
those in
pursue
Hollywood
standard
and the
post-secondary
like have
education
far
careers.
greater debt than actual wealth. But moving on from that, I've been fortunate enough to meet quite a few people I would consider extremely wealthy, well into the millions, maybe even tens of millions. If you were to take a quick glance at these people, you'd never know they're rich. For the most part, they just drive the same used cars you and I do, live in houses just as big as yours and mine, sometimes even smaller. Heck, one of the families I've known donates 90% of their income and lives a middle-class life on the remaining 10%. Any luxuries any of these families have, they keep to themselves, and they would never, ever brag about it online. I have nothing against wealth or even buying extravagant things if you enjoy and utilize, but why is it that so many influencers, TikTok stars, YouTubers, etc. are so keen on showing off their custom Lambos, their mansion in the hills, their $2,000 handbags, etc., especially when their main audience isn't anywhere near that status? And why do so many people eat it up? It bothers me because I've seen people I know who try and put on these same sorts of lifestyles just for Instagram likes. By appearances, it would look like they're millionaires
till you
living their
make it.
best life, when in reality, I know for a fact their life savings are gone and they're in tremendous debt. I think a lot of this brings up the concept of old money versus new money. Old money is well-established inherited wealth from those whose families have been wealthy for many generations, whereas new money is a fortune recently acquired or funds recently raised, those whose wealth is recently acquired rather than inherited. Those who've grown up in wealthy families through many generations have learned some of the dangers or drawbacks of having a large net worth. People want something from you. You become a walking, living target. So you learn how to hide your wealth well and keep it fairly discreet. People who've come into their wealth, especially fairly quickly, and especially when they're very young, haven't learned this lesson yet, or they're overcompensating. So watching RiceGum needlessly flex and needlessly spend makes me sort of sad. He's clearly dealing with a certain level of insecurity and inexperience with his wealth. Coming into money doesn't change who you are. It may give you more opportunities, but it also gives you more responsibility and more stress. So you might show off and spend that money to desperately try and convince others, and maybe even yourself, that you made it, that you're okay now. Soon, living in LA became an...
There's probably a combination of things there too, though, right? There's that, yes, I probably agree with that analysis. It might be out of insecurity, but it's also because that's part of the YouTube culture at that level. Like, he's not the only one doing that. Lots of people are doing that, as well as like lots of like really famous celebrities and musicians. Like, there's a whole group, like there's a whole entertainment sector that is like, you know, check out my house, check out my cars, check out this incredible amount of wealth I have. Look how much money I just spend and don't care about it.
Integral part of RiceGum's personality. I definitely said integral wrong. Why can't I say that right now? Integral? Why does that sound wrong to me? But in LA, it seems like, especially at that time, there were quite a bit of different YouTube personalities. And it wasn't long until RiceGum had some run-ins with YouTube's most infamous. Now, don't get me wrong, what I mentioned earlier still stands. Gaining a large following very quickly can be anxiety-inducing and nerve-wracking, but gaining a large following fairly quickly can also make you more confident, or on the dark side of that, more arrogant. If your following continues to back you up in every single controversy or run-in that you've gone into, or you haven't had a lot of accountability, you could start to feel untouchable, like you can do anything you want with very little consequences. I've noticed there's sort of a correlation between YouTubers who have a very young, childlike audience and YouTubers who fall into this trap of feeling untouchable or becoming sort of arrogant. It's like because they have a younger following, they're not often called out for their actions, so then they get more and more and more confident until they get themselves into such a big controversy that they can never recover from.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize.
The first main instance of this for RiceGum involves someone who, if you've been following this channel for a while, you probably know of, and that's Gabby Hanna. On March 28th of 2017, Gabby Hanna and RiceGum attended a party. The events of this party all documented on Gabby Hanna's Snapchat. Gabby Hanna saw RiceGum at this party and decided for whatever reason it was a great idea to start something with him at this party and record it all on her Snapchat. She told her audience on Snapchat that RiceGum was at the party and that she'd been meaning to challenge him to a rap battle.
RiceGum is here, and I know that I want to challenge him to a battle, but I know he won't do it, and it's Alex's birthday, so I want to like ruin the party. You know what I mean? But honestly, if RiceGum ever wants to like live freestyle battle, like drop a beat right now, bitch, I'll murder you.
Then Gabby Hanna, filming the whole thing, approached RiceGum, who looked like he was relaxing or chilling on a couch.
Hey RiceGum, I just challenged you to a live battle on Snapchat. Would you do it?
And she proceeded to challenge him to a live rap battle. RiceGum said that he wasn't interested, or rather, said nah.
Live rap battle, why would you do it?
No, I don't want to do it.
But Gabby Hanna was not satisfied with this and continued to push the matter. And Brian, who just looked uncomfortable, just laid back and sort of stayed silent in the video.
All right, so RiceGum have his ghostwriter today. It's fine. I think we can still battle. I think we're good. No? You don't want to do it?
But unfortunately, things took a very dark turn. And the next Snapchat was of Gabby Hanna crying, saying that RiceGum had assaulted her.
Okay, so update. Sorry if it looks like I'm crying. RiceGum didn't think that joke was very funny, and he hit me in the middle of a party and shattered my phone. I can show you that in a sec.
She also claimed that Brian shattered her phone.
And my phone is broken, the screen is broken, the back camera is broken, so I need to get a new phone.
And then proceeded to show different bruises that were allegedly from the incident. Now, before I get into the aftermath of this situation, I think it's important to clarify a few things. Now, first off, it's my opinion that in this sort of situation, Gabby Hanna was sort of the initial aggressor who was clearly making Brian uncomfortable after he repeatedly told her no, to stop, that he doesn't want to do this, that he doesn't want to be filmed, and that's not cool or okay. People have a right to say no or to ask you to leave them alone, and that should be respected. But also, and most importantly, it is never okay to physically harm anyone. I mean, unless they're physically harming you or threatening to, and you're doing it to protect yourself or to protect others. I don't know, not to get this more complicated, but bottom line, most of the time, it's not okay to physically harm anyone. Since both Gabby Hanna and RiceGum...
Yeah, like being annoying isn't the grounds for assault.
At the time had massive followings, this Snapchat received widespread attention, and a lot of people were shocked at the situation that unfolded. And a lot of people directed a lot of outrage to Brian. So Brian made a response video to this whole situation and uploaded it on April 2nd of 2017, titled, "The Gabby Show Lied About Being Used, My Best Diss Track." This title is just sort of throwing me for a loop. I was accused of being abusive. Diss track.
Yeah.
Okay. In this,
I mean, I want to say like, oh yeah, things are much better now, but like Twitch is basically like, oh, someone has told their story of sexual assault. Okay, well now it's going to become the discourse. Okay, now it's going to become a panel. Okay, now a whole bunch of people are going to like debate this as if it's like, you know, an appropriate debatable topic. Here we go.
strange nightmare of a video, RiceGum accuses Gabby Hanna of lying about the entire incident.
So many lies surrounding my name.
He claims the situation resulted in him having the most backlash he's ever received on the internet.
This resulted in the whole internet just hating me, the most hate I've ever gotten. The internet literally thinks I'm a woman beast.
So Brian talked about his side of this whole thing and even made a short skit of his version of the events. And from RiceGum's perspective, he just grabbed and broke her phone, which is of course still an act of aggression, but he alleges that he never assaulted her.
And I did not hit her there. So her coming up to me with the camera already on, didn't even ask me, made me a little bit mad. And when I told her to stop and she wouldn't, that made me even more mad. And that's why I reacted how I reacted. But I am so sorry, and that's where I was in the wrong for. I paid her phone back instantly and fixed my mistakes.
Now, I wasn't there and there's no recording of the actual instance in question, so I'm not going to speculate on what is or isn't the truth. It's just not really my place. RiceGum then released a diss track on Gabby Hanna titled I Didn't Hit Her, parentheses, diss track.
So in my face, now her screen cracked. Literally trying to make a move. She playing games like 2K, but I spent that on my sweater too.
So going from making a diss track about a 13-year-old to making a diss track about allegations of abuse. Moving on to bigger things, I guess. It seems like, depressingly, this diss track was pretty well received. Before this, RiceGum's diss tracks were just him in his bedroom, but for this diss track, RiceGum decided to up the quality and make an entire music video. And his audience loved it, and this
even the sped up versions to try and save us from the cringe, they're still very cringe.
Music video went viral, accumulating 6 million views in
That's what I'm here
6
for,
days. That's 1 million views a day, and has accumulated 50 million views since its initial upload. His fan base loved the high quality music videos and diss tracks, so Brian decided to continue producing more and more of them. On June 2nd of 2017, RiceGum reacted to Jake Paul, fellow obnoxious YouTubers, music video and song It's Everyday Bro, featuring Team 10. Jake Paul constructed a social media talent and management company which he called Team 10.
The best part about it is that we're all young and aspiring to do big things in Hollywood. We all just teamed up and help each other out and collaborate and love each other. Well, some of them are cool, I guess.
Which was an absolute disaster mess of a company, and honestly, too much to explain in this video. Let me know if you want me to do a video on Jake Paul. But anyways, a social media personality known as Alyssa Violet was kicked out of the group Team 10.
You got pissed and kicked me out. It ended with me being homeless.
They alleged she did a lot of things.
But you still hit my phone last night. It was 4:52 and I got the text of proof and all the recordings too.
She alleged they did a lot of things.
You do not treat someone like that. I never thought that someone could be so malicious and evil.
Did RiceGum really care about any of this drama? It's hard to say. But RiceGum had become really social media savvy at this point. He knew what would work, what would get views, and from his past experiences, he learned that drama and controversy, when handled right, can be an excellent business move. I think he also knew that Alyssa Violet was a really popular and loved creator at the time, and that it would be advantageous of him to have her on his team and collaborate with her consistently.
I was so invested in this shit back in 2017. Well, I could see if this would have been peak YouTube back then, right? If it's Jake Paul, I mean, these are pretty much the biggest figures on the platform.
If you look at RiceGum's most popular videos, a lot of them are him collaborating with, I mean, let's be honest, internet hotties, probably because his following was made up of young boys. So these collab videos are what really accumulated some of the most views on his channel. So RiceGum really jumped on this Team 10 Alyssa Violet drama and
What's this? RiceGum opens up on the alleged assault. this. According to Snapchats from Hannah during the time of the incident, RiceGum had struck her in the middle of a party and shattered her phone. While RiceGum later refuted these claims, he went on to speak about the situation on Paul's podcast 1 year later, where he described the incident in detail. I'm sitting on the couch, and she deadass comes up to me recording, talking shit. Halfway through that video, she has her phone like this and looked mad weak. I said, whoosh, snatched that shit. Snatched up that shit. This is just not how I speak, so it's difficult for me to read this. That shit quick as hell, and then I did that. He continued mimicking the phone out of Hannah's hand. RiceGum went on to clarify that he never hit Hannah and speculated that she may have been drunk at the time of the scuffle. Yeah, no, I didn't hit her. RiceGum's claim were corroborated by YouTube Romero Lacoste, who claimed that they had met to pay $20,000 for the phone. Snapchats from Hannah show her challenging RiceGum to rap out at the party, while RiceGum looks visibly enthused. Hannah later showed what appeared. RiceGum's latest statement about the scandal. This isn't Kubi. This is not him saying that he changed it. He says, "Yeah, no, I didn't hit her." What did I miss?
Collaborated with Alyssa Violet on a Team 10 or Jake Paul diss track.
You need to do something about this. Should I do this song? Hey, you low-key should. That would be fire.
Will you help me?
Oh, me? Nah, I don't want any part of this. Like, me and Jake are cool.
No, dude, that'd be so legit. And like, it's not gonna be like a diss, it'll be funny. It'll be funny, it'll be funny.
I can't. Jake is...
Which was called It's Every Night Sis. And this video went viral for whatever reason, and RiceGum milked this drama on his channel to the max. He uploaded reaction videos to the song, different versions of the song, and the original music video itself, which has now garnered over 194 million views. That's depressing. This whole video is just making me sad. And this music video became RiceGum's most viewed video of all time. He also made the song available on iTunes, where it was certified platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America in March of 2018, and reached Billboard Hot 100 charts and Canadian Hot 100 chart. And RiceGum continued to make more and more diss tracks on different members of Team 10, like Tanner Fought, which he dissed in a video titled God Church, which accumulated 74 million views and reached #1 in comedy digital track sales charts. Either way, RiceGum...
Okay, maybe you're all right. Maybe the left does need to start making diss tracks. Maybe, like, you know, diss track about capitalism coming up, or whatever it takes. Those numbers are wild.
Very clearly had a system down, and it was working very well for him. I personally, to speculate, don't think RiceGum really ever cared that much about Team 10. RiceGum's just always gone for low-hanging fruit, and Team 10 was, at that time, the lowest of hanging fruit. Literally everyone on the internet hated Team 10 at that time, for some legitimate reasons.
Tonight, residents in a West Hollywood neighborhood are angry. They say they've had enough of the chaos created by a social media star known for his crazy antics.
So you're bound to win internet brownie points for piling on. And internet brownie points, RiceGum did win. But not every controversy is an easy win, something RiceGum was about to learn the hard way.
If you were to make a RiceGum content song, I mean, that would blow him up even more. Oh no!
Content creator and YouTuber Ian Washburn, or Ian, I don't know why I forgot to look up how to pronounce his name. Sorry, who's better known as iDubbbz, uploaded a video on RiceGum that was part of his series called Content Cop.
What we do here is go back.
Content Cop was a series created by Ian where he critiqued various content creators and their online behavior. Kind of a cool channel concept.
Hey, dumbass, you did something stupid in the past. You can be criticized for it.
Content Cop was huge on YouTube, and it seemed like a lot of people respected Ian's take on things. Whether that's a good thing or not, I really don't know. But a lot of creators were really scared of these content cops, and to YouTubers, it was a really big deal if you became the subject of one. So iDubbbz uploaded a video on RiceGum.
That's right, everyone. I'm talking about Asian Jake Paul.
And uncovered a lot of things that Brian's audience didn't previously know about him. Or rather, maybe, exposed RiceGum, or Brian, to a more mature audience that could really see through his tactics. For example, Ian played a video clip of RiceGum making various sexual assault jokes towards a woman who openly talked about being sexually assaulted on his live stream.
You should show the clip of you saying the comments is what you should be doing. Boy, he you. No, but did it feel good though? How long did the last for?
5 minutes or less.
Oh, okay, so it's not that bad. Did you sue him and shit or no? Guys, if you want to her, she won't sue you, so.
Ian also played a clip of RiceGum on a live stream expressing how much he wanted to have sex with a girl who he mentioned was 15 or 16.
Her shit. Yeah, bro, she definitely wants to me. Bro, she low-key got some titties. I think she's 16 to 15. I ain't gonna lie, bro. She got some titties on her, bro.
iDubbbz also exposed how RiceGum would lie to women, saying he wasn't streaming their private conversations when he really was.
I basically lied to some girls on my stream.
No, but I'm not streaming though. I just wanted to call you.
Oh, you're not?
No, I just wanted to call you and just talk.
I'm not live right now, right?
No. Basically, we were just chilling on Nico. She didn't know that was live to 3,000 people.
Ian also questioned one of RiceGum's giveaways, claiming that
so
RiceGum never
shady.
actually declared a winner.
What happened to the clickbait challenge winner?
And last but not least, make sure to put hashtag clickbait challenge in the description because at the end of 2 weeks, the video with the most views will win a humongous prize. So go out, get creative, and let's get clickbaiting.
Yeah, but we're still waiting for the winner. You didn't announce it. Not on YouTube, not on Twitter, not on Facebook, not on Instagram, not even on Google+.
One of the things that Ian showed in this video that is, to me, the most abhorrent thing that RiceGum has done was a video Brian uploaded where he went to the streets of Los Angeles and imitated how someone would throw money at an exotic dancer, except he was throwing money in this way at homeless people.
What the fuck?
Why? iDubbbz also pointed out Brian's hypocrisy in the Gabby Hanna
poverty is
situation because he
content.
claims that he acted out in outrage towards Gabby Hanna and smashed her phone because she was filming him without consent. And yet, Brian has consistently recorded women without their consent and posted it online.
Would you guys like to hear the juiciest bit of hypocrisy?
Probably should have threw her phone. But I mean, if you're gonna record me at a party when I'm off guard.
This girl literally came up to me in person, didn't ask me, hey Rice, do you mind if I vlog? She just came up to me, camera already on, and I was so unexpected.
It kind of sounds like he doesn't like being recorded without his consent. How interesting.
No, but I'm not streaming though. I just wanted to call you.
Oh, you're not?
No, I just wanted to call you and just talk. Now, if you're like, hey, RiceGum is streaming. He fooled you. Don't trust him. Fuck out of here, you snitches, man. I would have got nudes, bro, but y'all was really fucking up my tempo. I don't even know why I even lied, bro. Fucking people snitch way too much.
A lot of these situations were really shocking and really gross to a lot of people. And this content cop received over 51 million views and 2 million likes since its initial upload. From this, RiceGum lost a ton of subscribers initially, so he uploaded a response video, which had a huge amount of dislikes.
Stop it. I'm already seeing tweets like, RiceGum, hurry up and respond. Oh, this, you're gonna take it out. But like, how could I respond to a video in a day when you took months to make a video on me? I'm not saying I need a month to make a response. I'm just saying, like, give me like a day or two to come up with something.
So then RiceGum came out with his own diss track against iDubbbz, where he brought in the woman who he made fun of for being sexually assaulted and then threw money at her.
Should I kiss you back? I want you.
I mean...
Did it feel good?
Yay. And this video received 1 million dislikes. Well.
Well.
It looks like the roaster got roasted. How the turntables have turned.
How the turntables...
It seems that RiceGum's reputation was knocked down a peg. But if RiceGum has always responded so well to controversy, why did this one throw him off so much?
Well, it's also good to know there's a bar. It's just like, yeah, someone's shitty behavior up to a certain point, and then people are like, oh, that it's all laid out before me. Okay, yeah, no, we're not going to support this anymore.
Well, first off, like I mentioned, it sort of exposed him to a more mature audience who could see through a lot of his antics. And I think simultaneously, Ian was a bit more mature, logical, and critical than some of the other adversaries that RiceGum had encountered in the past.
This is RiceGum. Bro, these kids are like 12. What are they doing, bro? Bro, these kids must be stopped. Dang, my parents would never let me do that.
Therefore, the whole, haha, you have a big nose, or haha, you're young,
All your fans are 10, they don't know what they are doing.
responses didn't really give him that W on this one. So RiceGum's reputation was knocked down a peg. Now was his career destroyed from this?
Sheldrick says, that may be the first time I've heard iDubbbz described as that, and yeah, I will completely agree.
Unfortunately, no.
This is just another unsurprising example of a young, rich, famous kid being an asshole in another country.
On February 4th of 2018, RiceGum was featured in a commercial for Monster alongside Iggy Azalea for the NFL Super Bowl. Then in June of that year, RiceGum uploaded a vlog in Hong Kong where he was seen doing a ton of offensive things. For example, he joked about many times wanting to have dog and cat meat.
Yo, is that dog or something? What, like, that shit looks disgusting. Okay, bro, we should try a little mail mail. Sir, where can I find the mail mail? The doggy? No, sir, where can I find some dog? Yo, where are the dogs? Where are they?
He also acted blatantly disrespectful to the people of Hong Kong.
Hey, where are the hoes at? So where are the bitches at? Hey, where are the hoes at? Oh yeah, so we're in China. I'm eating this ice cream, but like I don't want it anymore. It's like I'm full, so like I don't want to waste it. So like I'm just trying to give it to someone out here that might need it. You know, like I'm always about that positivity. Can you eat this for my friend? Please. For you. Eat it. Yeah.
And many content creators criticized RiceGum's behavior.
This is just another unsurprising example of a young, rich, famous kid being an asshole in another country. Simply,
RiceGum has embarrassed himself publicly, harassed,
No
and
way.
did not respect the culture of Hong Kong.
Recently, there's a very popular YouTuber from the States coming to Hong Kong and basically being extremely disrespectful to the people, to the culture, to even the language that he speaks.
The vlog was so offensive, in fact, that it received worldwide attention, being covered in many major news outlets and articles. But RiceGum's response to all of this in a video was that the whole thing was just a joke.
No, I'm Chinese also, right? And like the American culture, like I watch other like, you know, black comedians make jokes about like, you know, black stereotypes and stuff, like they eat fried chicken, and like white people make white jokes, and you know, Hispanic people make Hispanic jokes. And it's like what I did was like, you know, I thought, you know, since I was Asian, you know, I was allowed to make these, you know, Asian stereotypes.
Like, don't you guys know? Something isn't allowed to be offensive or offend you if it's a joke.
其實好多位佢係好明顯佢覺得自己搞，但係當你去唔尊重其他人而當做搞笑嘅時候，真係一啲都唔搞笑咯。
Looking at all these
You're just being
different
an asshole, that's
situations,
all it
my
is.
conclusion is that RiceGum is just an immature dude. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense that he would be. He rose to fame so quickly and unexpectedly when he was still kind of a kid himself. With a lot of YouTubers who rise to fame really quickly when they're younger, I've sort of noticed that their maturity level stays frozen at the point in time that they became famous. You could say a similar thing for Tana Mojo, Jake Paul, all these different social media figures. They weren't really given an opportunity to grow up and become a full adult before they had all these adult responsibilities just sort of thrown at them. Now, this immaturity initially worked in his favor because he was talking.
There's probably a much more interesting, deeper dive into that if it is an actual phenomenon than like, you know, warrants just a quick off the cuff comment. But that would be something neat to find out.
About children to a child audience, so his maturity level kind of matched that.
So chances are if you're watching this video, you're probably in high school or middle school because, you know, all my viewers are kind of young.
But once a broader YouTube audience and internet as a whole was exposed to him, and he had to defend and explain his actions to them, his arguments sort of crumbled. Believe it or not everything in life can be solved with a diss track. But things were about to take a pretty dark turn, as RiceGum would go from YouTuber fooling children to a full-blown con man.
Every time we watch one of these like deep dives into internet history, it's wild how like it gets to a point where you're like, oh, that's not the worst thing, and it's like, no, that's nowhere close. No, that's the intro, and we're getting up to the worser thing, but it's not the worst. Oh no, we're not the worst thing yet. Oh no, we'll get there.
You get like one random either dope item or bad item. It's like a mystery. It's a surprise, right?
On January 1st of 2019, RiceGum uploaded a sponsored video titled How I Got AirPods for $4. RiceGum had partnered with a company called Mystery Brand, a company that supposedly sells virtual mystery boxes. The service is supposed to sort of capitalize off of two things, gambling and the mystery box trend. Now, at this time on YouTube, there's a huge trend of mystery boxes, where people would order these mysterious boxes and open the unknown contents of this box and upload that to their YouTube channel. With Mystery Brand, users paid a flat price to open digital mystery boxes.
Well, me and Mystery Brand actually teamed up, if you don't know what it is. Basically, it's a site that has a ton of these like random mystery boxes. Like right here, he has like a Yeezy and Supreme and like technology, like smartphone one. I don't know. I guess you buy a mystery box, you open it, and you get like one random either dope item or bad item. It's like a mystery. It's a surprise, right?
And what was inside was a surprise of sorts, like a lottery or a slot machine, for example. Mystery boxes claimed that you could win massive prizes on the site. Like they literally claimed you could win a multi-million-dollar mansion or a Lamborghini.
The most expensive Los Angeles realty. What does that even mean, realty? But you can't even click it. All the way down to icicle, site balance. I'm willing to bet that this is probably what 99% of the people are getting.
But as you could probably guess, most people would win nothing or very cheap prizes.
Or you might be so lucky as to win a ginger man, site balance. Did they not complete this? Like, what is with the site balance?
So RiceGum, as well as his old friend Jake Paul, promoted these sites to their millions of followers.
I just got the handbag, Joe. That's a $10,000 handbag. I'm about to sell it, yo. $10,000, Joe. I'm about to sell it back. At first, I was like, is this a scam? I don't really know, but hey, it came to the house. Let's go. We are about to spend thousands mystery boxes.
And both RiceGum and Jake Paul were reportedly paid at least $100,000 through the sponsorship deal.
$100,000!
I'm sure it's really hard to walk away from an opportunity to have $100,000, but like, come on, let's do a little bit of critical thinking here. You have a child audience and you're promoting a site that's similar to gambling. Is this really a good idea? So obviously, criticism of this sponsorship followed soon after the videos were posted.
Well, I don't think I need to look much deeper into this to know that it's a very strange overseas scam.
A lot of people wondered whether RiceGum and Jake Paul had been given better
It kind of reminds me of an earlier version of what now is kind of like the gambling meta though, right? Because you still have like people like Trainwrecks, who has an enormous, you know, mix of an audience. Some of them are older, some of them are younger. And then he's got these things where it's like, just watch me gamble. If you watch me gamble for like 26 hours now, you're going to see how much money I lose or how much money I win. But the whole thing is like, we're all gambling together and it feels really cool and fun. And holy shit, I just won $80,000. Maybe you could do the same if you only signed up with the promo code that you'll find in the corner right over here.
Odds of winning on the Mystery Brand site as part of their deal with Mystery Brand. But Tim Perk, owner of Mystery Brand, stated that this was not the case. Our site provides everyone with equal odds of winning certain prizes, Perk said. We also incorporated an independent service often used by online casinos to ensure that everything is fair and transparent and provides guarantees that the winnings were random and not predetermined in any way. Perk also told The Verge via email that some of the prizes offered on the Mystery Brand site were not owned by them, such as the multi-million-dollar mansion in LA. We do not need to physically own these cars or houses to include them as prizes in the box, Perk said. If the user were to win
ever
such a
intend
prize,
to give
we
them
would
to
either
anyone
offer them
either,
the exact
apparently.
money value of the prize, or our representatives would help personally fly into the city of the winner and help them with the purchase of a car or house. Sounds legit. However, none of this information was listed on the Mystery Brand FAQ page, and there was no hint that Mystery Brand did not own the items that it was selling. Tim Perk also rejected the notion that Mystery Brands was selling counterfeit designer items, which some Reddit users also alleged. The sketchiest part is that Tim Perk told The Verge that the reason why a lot of their items took so long to ship wasn't because they were counterfeit, but because they were working with StockX, which is a street seller brand. He even said, StockX has a longer delivery time because each item is thoroughly checked for authenticity, and we would happily sacrifice delivery time to ensure our customers only receive authentic products of the highest quality. But then, the weirdest thing is that StockX told The Verge that it had no idea of Mystery Brand's existence and had not partnered with the site. On January 4th of 2019, RiceGum uploaded a response video to the backlash about this sponsorship, where he explained that his manager secured the partnership for him, and that he didn't even think it was that big of a deal.
I don't even think it's a big deal. So the other day I posted a video where I was wearing this website and you see my management just came.
At the end of the video, he...
It wasn't me. Well, that's like the Jimmy Dore defense, except for Jimmy Dore was his editor, right? No, it wasn't me. It was my editor. I fired my editor. Don't worry. He's never going to hurt any of us again. In this case, it's like, oh, it's not me. It's my manager. My manager got me to do the sponsorship for Massive Scam. The scammed a whole bunch of my, like, audience, children in the audience kind of thing. But hey, it wasn't me. It was manager. Blame the manager, okay? It's not me.
Kind of apologizes, maybe, and handed out several Amazon gift card codes.
I'm an asshole. Like, what was I thinking? Like, I can't really do much because I already did it. The damage has been done. You guys already saw a money-hungry side of me, and it is what it is. There's nothing I can really do but say sorry and give you these Amazon gift cards. So I'm sorry.
Fucking, here's some crumbs for you proles. Hopefully you didn't lose too much money. Here's a $10 Amazon gift card coupon. Hopefully when you see this and you're one of the people who lost a lot of money, you were also the first person to punch it in.
Wouldn't happen again. Amazon codes $10 to $20. Just a little giveaway. It's the least I can do.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
This, you know. Okay. Have a good day, guys.
However, people ended up discovering that these codes were already expired. So was all of this not that big of a deal?
Okay, wait, is that one true? Or I think the more likely scenario, okay, unless it is that, if it's that, that's absolutely ridiculous. But the more and more likely scenario is that obviously they're expired because the second he uploads that video, the first like 100 people watched it. Like the first person who saw it probably was like, I copy down each code and use each code immediately, right? Like that's not a way to like give back to people that you've ripped off. Just to, like, hopefully randomly these will find their way to the right people who got scammed.
Biggest problem with Mystery Brand is that their whole establishment is basically fraudulent.
Yeah, they weren't legit codes. Like that's even worse. If that's true, how was he? That's worse than just giving people crumbs. You gave them fake crumbs. You didn't even have enough fucking. You couldn't even give your fans fake crumbs. Jesus, that's so bad.
They're essentially a gambling website that
plastic bread
marketed to his, as he admitted, younger fan base. The definition of gambling is the wagering of something of value on an event with an uncertain outcome to win something else of value. If you transfer money to Mystery Brand and the site, and then use that money to purchase a random mystery box with an unknown prize, then in my opinion, you're kinda gambling. And I'm sure for a lot of children, this was the first time they were ever introduced to that concept. In 2008, an article was written—
Well, especially if you have a video where you're like telling all your fans, whoa, I just did this, and look at this, I won a $10,000 necklace, I pushed this button, and boom, I just made $10,000. You could do it too. Promo code here, sign up right now.
Published that researched the impact on gambling advertisements and marketing to children. The report emphasized that gambling is one of the fastest growing industries globally, and that there is considerable evidence to suggest that minors gamble more frequently and develop more gambling related problems than any other age group. The article also went into how the use of celebrities and famous personalities to endorse gambling brands is becoming more and more popular and widespread. Research shows that when celebrity endorsements are used, advertisements are more believable. The message recall is enhanced, brand recognition improves, and there's a more positive attitude about the brand as a result. Ultimately, the promotion of gambling to RiceGum's young audience in a sensationalized way is a situation concerning morality, or lack thereof. Thinking of where RiceGum started, with an audience that loved his honesty, I'm saddened to see the person that he's become. Sure, maybe RiceGum has money, but I still can't imagine that he sleeps very well at night. I can't imagine that he's happy with the things that he's done to get to where he is. Money doesn't help you like yourself. And maybe if you're constantly spending money on flashy items to try and make yourself look good, well, maybe you don't actually feel good about yourself and you're doing that to compensate.
It's endless, bro. It's like you post a video, guys, and you have to go post another one, bro. And after you're done, you have to go do another one, bro. I'm just done.
In 2019, RiceGum started to become inconsistent with his YouTube uploads. He uploaded some videos with his then girlfriend and even created a second channel that was supposed to be family-friendly content called Family Gum, which for some reason that word sounds really gross to me. And apparently he even made his girlfriend sign a contract where he would get 10% of any money she made off of social media.
Basically, RiceGum and his girlfriend, they were dating. RiceGum put
You're
her
my
under
employee.
contract. She blew up because of the relationship, so he would get a percentage of her money.
Which is an interesting thing to do to your significant other. But once they broke up, I know, right? Shocking. You create a family channel with your girlfriend, get her to sign a contract where she gives away 10% of all of her income, and you still break up? There's no hope for any of us. But anyways, once they broke up, his uploads stopped once again. RiceGum streamed a little bit on Twitch, just like old times, but remained inconsistent and mostly inactive. In one live stream, RiceGum talked about his experience on YouTube.
Every YouTuber I meet, they don't like YouTube. It's not fun, bro. You sit here in front of the camera and you have to act like a certain person, and like I'm not a slave to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trapped to it. Where like, oh, I need money, I gotta continue to post. Like, nah, bro.
And then Brian suggested that he is likely retired from YouTube altogether.
The YouTube shit changed. Like I'm not following along, bro. I'm just not posting. Like people saying shit like, why don't you upload? That shit don't bother me, bro. Like I'm really comfortable in my own shit.
But that doesn't mean that RiceGum's shenanigans have stopped, unfortunately.
Oh, what? Is he part of the Save the Kids scam?
And somehow this story ends up at cryptocurrency. And I know, we're all super tired of hearing that word. It seems like literally every influencer with no moral compass has shilled a crypto scam at some point. And surprise, surprise, RiceGum was involved in what is, in my opinion, the biggest crypto scam of all time. In June of 2021, RiceGum, along with members of a social media / gaming group called Face Clan, were all—
He was. Damn, he was part of the Save the Kids scam, of course.
all influencer ambassadors for
Hello,
a crypto
Face Clan.
token called
Good to see
Save
you
the
again.
Kids.
My name's Frazier.
My name's Jarvis.
I'm Tico.
I'm RiceGum.
I'm Nico.
Save the Kids token.
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 RiceGum, notorious for his previous participation in other alleged scam websites, was featured front and center among the 4 Face Clan members.
Save the Kids was marketed as a charity token meant to give a percentage of the transaction fee to the Binance charity wallet. It all seems like something that was started with good intentions. However, for many of the influencers involved, this was not the case.
Save the Kids is supposed to give money to kids and save them, I guess. And a huge group of top influencers jumped on board to promote it. This ambitious sounding project named Save the Kids did not save one single kid whatsoever.
As Save the Kids became an opportunity for them to take part in a massive pump and dump scheme.
All these people promoted this charity coin right before launch. The price pumped. They got out. They deleted their tweets suddenly out of nowhere. They said, hey, my manager called. I can't do this. They backed out of this project like a Homer Simpson meme. And they ran away.
The term pump and dump is defined as a manipulative scheme that attempts to boost the price of a stock or security through fake recommendations that are false, misleading, or greatly exaggerated, allowing the perpetrators to sell their positions after the hype has led to a higher share price.
Due to the lack of educated regulation in crypto, pump and dumps are very, very common in this space. And immediately after the Save the Kids token launched on June 5th, some of the ambassadors and early investors dumped their coins onto the fans who were either fooled into thinking they're helping a good cause, or newbie investors who thought they're early at buying into some greatly undervalued project.
So influencers heavily promoted and pushed the Save the Kids token, waited till their supporters purchased all the token, therefore boosting the overall price. Then they immediately sold substantial amounts of the token,
But you were just squeezing your fans for like every last penny, you know? Like, what'll be left at the end of the day? It's just like you just wring them out of every like extra dollar they have, being like, oh, we're all in this together, it's gonna be great, and then you steal all their cash, already being immensely more wealthy than they are.
massively profiting off of it and leaving all of their fans and followers who purchased this token in the dust with massive losses, which is kind of ironic considering it was a charity token meant to give to the poor. The YouTubers CoffeeZilla and Some Ordinary Gamers both led separate investigations into Save the Kids, both investigations concluding there was likely deliberate fraud taking place behind the scenes.
The biggest scumbag, greedy people on earth who are happy to sell you out for a few bucks.
And all of a sudden, everyone involved started pointing fingers at one another. Even to this day, after the whole situation has died down, it's still fairly unclear who was responsible for the fraud that was the Save the Kids token, or whether there'll be any legitimate repercussions or accountability for the people that partook in this massive scam where a lot of people lost a lot of money. RiceGum's face was all over this Save the Kids project, but he never addressed the role he played in it all. RiceGum later did a live stream on Twitch interacting with popular streamers Pokimane and Mizkif, where the crypto scam was vaguely addressed.
Hook me up with the crypto next time. I'm being serious. Hook me up, man.
Hit my line. Yo, if y'all want some crypto shit, hit my line, bro.
RiceGum continued to joke about the situation, telling Mizkif his lawyer told him,
really
we straight.
Yo, my viewers are so fucked that they be laughing at me, like, bro, it's crazy. Nah, I talked to my lawyers, he said we straight. I talked to my lawyers, he said we straight.
He explained that all he did was send out one tweet and got compensated right after.
Well, I'm excited for his apology video on this one. It's probably gonna have a lot more coupons this time. You know, instead of just like a couple pop-ups, it'll be like, hey, I'm just gonna throw a handful. They're gonna be like, yeah, oh, here's 20 Amazon $5 gift cards, and here's a whole bunch of $20 ones. Yeah, they're all real this time. I promise. Don't worry.
I wasn't doing it. I did one tweet. I did one tweet, bro, and I thought nothing of it. I just did send tweet, got my.
Oh, his lawyer said it's chill. That's fine. We're good.
Exactly.
Even if RiceGum just promoted the product, there's still some responsibility there. And even though thousands were likely scammed due to RiceGum's influence, RiceGum seems to just find the whole situation funny, once again making the backlash into a joke.
Well, yeah, but like, I think a bigger question is how much did you get paid? How much did you make through that process of like scamming the final cents out of the fans who are still loyal to you throughout all of this?
Yo, if y'all trying to scam, bro, hit me. Yo, hit my line stream.
Though I'm sure he feels so lighthearted about it because he didn't get as much backlash as others involved in this scheme have. So how does one sum up RiceGum's time on the internet? I feel like I'm dehydrated or something. That like dry mouth sound like really shows up on the mic. Thank you. So how does one sum up RiceGum's time on the internet? It seems that RiceGum represents everything that people have come to hate about YouTubers: greed, exploitation, manipulation of your audience, and blatant arrogance.
I was broke, but I'm living in the hills now. I was crazy, but this ice made me chill out.
I don't know if there's much saving RiceGum, especially since it seems his time on YouTube has come to an end, and I hope that young stars of the future don't play into the same antics that RiceGum did. And I think in the end, RiceGum is a cautionary tale to future YouTubers that these antics, flexing, acting arrogant and irresponsible and immature, really doesn't work in the long run, and doesn't build a sustainable YouTube career. So I'm hoping that we see better stars of the future. And that's all for today's video. Thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end, and if you did, comment loved this video on Jake Paul to confuse a lot of people who haven't made it to this point. And I hope you guys are all doing well, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
That was a really good deep dive. Well researched, entertaining. Taught me a lot about a world of the internet that I had no idea about, and now I'm thoroughly disgusted by. So there's that. You know, learned some things, and then was also disgusted by some things. Can have it all, you know.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form. Available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and Peyton L. Just, we beseech thee to smite down our enemies. To our monarch, Tom Spiker, we are but your humble court jesters, here to amuse you. To our lords, Trevor R., we give thanks for this spit of land for us to eke out this meager existence. To our knights, Merid, Cheryl Alvarez, Ruby Kelly, Ellie Leslie, Alex P., Brandon, Words Greenwood, Nate, that one guy, Hagbird Celine, Matthew Scarborough, Stellar Vision, Ariane McCarthy, Daniel Sutton, Coulter Smith, Val 9000, Jenna Tall, Quiet 185, Anna Loves Riley, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, The Tim Caucus, Multi Mondi, Trevor Yanis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojack, Cern 42, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramon Acosta, Nkosin, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Political Puppy, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our flag in a veil, and we salute you, our friends.